Good morning. I am Roxcel Mae C Velasquez, a BTVTE-FSM student 2B. This video is intended for educational purposes only, and I am here to present my report. So I will be discussing about operant conditioning theory by Boris Frederick Skinner. But before we go to our discussion, let me share to you who is Boris Frederick Skinner. So who is Boris Frederick Skinner? He was an American psychologist and an influential exponent of behaviorism, which views human behavior in terms of responses to environmental stimuli and favors the controlled, scientific study of responses as the most direct means of elucidating human nature. He is known as the father of operant conditioning theory, as he believed that the best way to understand behavior is to look the causes of an action and its consequences, and he called this approach as an operant conditioning. So what is operant conditioning? Operant conditioning, sometimes referred to as an instrumental conditioning. It is because it is a method of learning that employs rewards and punishments for behavior. Through operant conditioning, an association is made between a behavior and a consequence, whether negative or positive for that behavior. Skinner also used the term operant to refer to any active behavior that operates upon the environment to generate consequences. His theory explained how we acquire the range of learned behaviors we exhibit every day. Operant conditioning relies on a fairly simple premise. Actions that are followed by reinforcement will be strengthened and more likely to occur again in the future, while those followed by undesirable outcomes are less likely to be repeated. There are types of operant conditioning: the reinforcement and the punishment. The reinforcement is used to increase desirable behavior, either positive or negative reinforcement, while punishment is used to decrease undesirable behavior, either positive or negative punishment. So this graphic shows the positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Positive reinforcement may include positive behavior followed by positive consequences. These are the example scenarios. First is the manager rewards the employee for productivity, and as a result, employee increases his or her productivity. Second, the teacher praises the student for effort, and as a result, student is more active in class. While in negative reinforcement, it may include positive behavior followed by removal of negative consequences. These are the example scenarios. A manager stops nagging the employee. As a result, employee starts being more productive. Teacher stops criticizing students' input. As a result, student is more likely to participate in discussion. On the other hand, this illustration represents the positive punishment and the negative punishment. Positive punishment is attempt to decrease undesirable behavior by introducing an unfavorable outcome. As you can see in the picture, the dog tries to bite the shoe, but the man noticed it, so he scolded and warned the dog. But instead of being angry, he used other things or options that the dog can play off or can he uh, bites. While a negative punishment, it is the punishment that consists of the removal of something pleasant. For example, taking away your kid's car for being home after curfew. Other example of negative punishment is that a student lose his or her exam because he failed their final exam. So those are the example of types of operant conditioning, the reinforcement and the punishment. So based on the findings of Skinner's experiment, he concluded that behavior is shaped and maintained by its consequences. It is operated by the organism and maintained by its result. And the occurrence of such behavior was named as operant behavior, and the process of learning that plays the part in learning such behavior was named by him as operant conditioning. So let me introduce you the educational implications or significance of operant conditioning. First is successive approximation. The theory suggests the great potentiality of the shaping procedure for behavior modification. Operant conditioning can be used for shaping behavior of children by appropriate use of reinforcement or rewards. Behavior can be shaped through successive approximation in terms of all small steps. Second, eliminating negative behavior through extension when a learned response is repeated without reinforcement. The strength of the tendency to perform that response undergoes a progressive decrease. Extension procedures can be successfully used by the classroom teacher in eliminating negative behavior of students. The third is reinforcement. The schools can use the principles of operant conditioning to eliminate the element of fear from school atmosphere by using positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is perhaps the most widely used behavioral technique in the school setting. And that could be all. I hope you learned something. Thank you and God bless.